Hello, and welcome back to Like the Wolf, the podcast where we cover all of the Nero Wolf books in order. Today we're talking about Some Buried Caesar. My name is Jeff Quest. I'm here with my excellent co host.
Hiya,
Say hello.
guys. This is Serena. Very excited to be talking about Some Buried Caesar with Jeff today.
Yes, this was a fun one. I liked this one. So
Yeah.
spoiler alert. I'm giving it all away at the beginning. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this was a fun-ish read. I liked it. It was a good one. It was a real good one. I will give you that.
Okay, because I thought you hated it. So
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't pick. Well, no, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna get there yet. But
Okay. We're going to start at the beginning and we're going to run through a quick kind of plot introduction here, go through kind of some of the plot, touch on some of the fun parts before getting into our opinions. So take it away,
cool.
Rena.
Sure. So, this book, like a few of the other ones, take place with Nero out in the road doing something.
The bane of your
Um,
existence, yes.
I mean, I'm just saying they always talk about he's a homebody, but I mean, at least four of the books now, he's just been out and about doing stuff. Anyway, he's out on the road heading to this like small town to do a showcase or exhibit some of his orchids. Um, and he's only doing that to just to get someone else's goat, because that's what Nero does occasionally. So he's out and about. Archie, like, I don't know how Archie does this, but he crashes the car a little bit and it like is broke. So Nero's like, "Yo, we gotta go find somewhere to like chill out." So they see a house across the way, and they decide, "Yeah, we're gonna just go across this field. We'll go to this house. We'll get the a mechanic out. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am," type deal. They get into this field, and then boom, there's like this big old bull there, and Nero's like, "Yo, don't move, there's a bull." And then Nero's just like, I'm not Nero. Then Archie's like, "What?" And then he's like, "Actually, just run that way so I can like get away," which I thought was kind of hilarious. Because I mean, you can't really outrun a bull. Like I don't care what no one says. Those things
No,
are
especially
fast,
Nero.
right?
I doubt that's going to happen with him.
Right. So, Archie like takes off. The bull kind of trots after him a little bit, and Nero's just like hanging on top of this rock, which I wish I was the cover art of this book because that would have been kind of cool. Um, that would have been real
Well, and
fun.
actually, that's kind of it does make sense because it does play out back into the end of the book a little bit too. So,
It does. It comes full circle, right? This is.
yes.
I will say this is one of the better Nero Wolf books in the beginning. It's like a really good book. Um, but anyway, so we kind of learn that this bull is like a champion bull. His name is Hickory Caesar, and that's a pretty cool name for a bull. He's owned by this guy, Thomas Pratt, who owns like all these like lunchrooms. And there's some obviously some drama because like this kid comes bursting into the room. Oh, BT Dubs, the bull. It gets like kind of wrapped up or whatever. They go to this guy's house because they're like, "Yo, we still need to get our car fixed." So they go there. Nero kind of somehow, gets himself into being invited to stay and eat dinner.
Because everybody knows Nero Wolf. That's kind of the upshot
Yeah,
about him.
yeah. I would not know if I would know a detective like that, but people do. They know Nero. He's like the hero. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, um, but while he's there having dinner, he gets kind of involved in this drama of like this kid comes in, Clyde. His father lives next door to Pratt. Pratt's been basically kind of bothering the Osgoods, Clyde Osgood, the Osgoods, ever since he moved back because of family drama, whatever.
Yes, soap opera stuff. The other guy stole his fiance, kind of a thing. So now he's really sticking it to them whenever he can.
Exactly. They're basically like, "Yo, you need to leave that bull alone." Blah 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 blah. And Wolf is just like, "What is he gonna do to the bull? It's not like he's gonna eat it." And then it's a funny line actually. And then the guy's like, "But I am gonna eat it."
Oh,
And it was just like,
wow.
exactly.
Mic drop.
Right? And everyone's just like, "That's kind of weird." Oh, but that's like the centerpiece of all the drama. This Thomas Pratt guy wants to eat the bull. Like, And it's like a, it's a grade A bull. Like, you don't eat those things. You let them do what bulls do.
Right.
Um,
They're breeders. They're not.
exactly. Yeah, it's weird. So, that's the drama. The Clyde guy bets Thomas that he's not going to eat the bull, and everyone's just like, "How are you going to get away with this bull?" Whatever. Nero talks Thomas into like hiring them to watch the bull for him. Get to the point where Archie's down there watching the bull. He starts talking to this young lady, Lily Rowan.
Yeah, you're
Someone
kind of
there.
burying the lead here. That's kind of like the big takeaway with this book is this introduction, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I would say this is a good introduction of Lily. Well, hold on. I would say that I'm happy they introduced Lily. I don't think it's the best light that she can be shown in.
Hmm.
I
Okay,
will say
because
that.
like spoiler alert, she
Yeah.
appears pretty regularly from here on out. Is that correct?
I would say she's a name that's, you should know. Yeah. But
Okay.
like when we get a little further in, she becomes a little bit more of a classier lady than she's shown in this book,
Yeah, they
which
kind
is
of
why
talk her down a little bit in this. She's given off
right.
this vibe that she just finds guys, chews them up, and spits them out.
Right? She's not a man
So
eater. That's what bothered me about it. I mean, it's fine, but also no, right?
so
She,
so you would say this is kind of like he uh Stout kind of changes her character as the years go by. She gets loses some of those rough edges.
exactly. She becomes a socialite because that's what she is in general. So like, she becomes way classier, and I prefer the classy version of Lily. But I was happy that they did introduce her. Just didn't like the way they did it.
Well, she does like right off the bat though have some nice sparks with Archie.
Exactly. And they play off each other really well. So that was, their dialogue together. It wasn't like he wasn't trying to, he was being himself. He didn't have to be a gentleman so much, which I enjoy. Because I mean, Archie isn't, I'm not saying he's not a gentleman, but he's definitely kind of like rough.
Oh,
He's
okay,
a little
okay.
rough.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm just saying he is.
Well, I think the thing with this is that they definitely feel that they're both um on a level playing field. They're not.
Right.
They're both equals. And I also think it's kind of fun because the whole concept of Lily, at least in this book, is that um, as soon as you show interest, she's not interested, right? That's kind of
Yeah,
what's going on there. So it creates this kind of fun dynamic where Archie is really just kind of playing hard to get, which is not something
exactly.
you necessarily see him doing a lot of. Um,
Right.
so that was kind of a fun thing.
Yeah. I mean, I give you that. It was kind of fun. It's nice to see a different side of Archie as well. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
so they end up kind of she ends up hanging out with him while he's working his overnight shift, which is when they hear some noises and go check out the field that has the bull and find the bull pushing around a dead body in the field.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, in case we haven't kind of figured out Stout at this point, it was Clyde, the guy who comes in saying, "I bet you 10,000 bucks you're not going to eat this bull."
Dun, dun,
Um,
dun.
right? He's dead. Um, and so like, everyone's just like, "Oh my God, the bull must have gored him or whatever bulls do."
They
And
gore.
they're yeah, they do gore. Okay, good. And they're like, well, he got gored by a bull because he was trying to sneak it out. End of the story. Um, and the funny part about it was that Wolf was totally like and be like, whatever. He was just gonna let it go. He didn't seem like he was gonna like step up, even though when he was talking to Archie, he was like, "Yo, it wasn't your fault. There was no blood on that bull's face. The bull didn't eat him or didn't gore him. He was already dead."
No, he
Because
doesn't say
Archie's
even
beating
he
himself
doesn't
up.
even say any of that stuff. He just says, "No, it was murder." It's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
he doesn't say all that. Yeah,
it was
he
murder."
explains a little bit later.
And then
Yeah.
Archie's like,
Bec-
"What?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a murder, but don't worry about it. I'm not worrying about it. It's not our business." So moving on.
right. Because they're only there really to show their orchids. Like that's the only
Yeah.
reason they're really there,
Yeah.
which is kind of hilarious. And then he gets drawn into it because the senior Osgood, decides he was like, "Yo, my kid knows how to deal with bulls. He would never like get gored by a bull."
He would
And
never
so
take the bull
Nero's
by the horns.
exactly because they're all bull people. I need to know the terminology for those folks.
They're full of bull.
Cowboys? I don't know what they are.
They're
Um,
cowboys,
I don't know. But yeah, anyway, bull
cow
people.
wranglers, ranchers. I don't know.
Ranchers. Yeah, let's go with ranchers. Um, so Nero's just like, yeah, I can help you out, bro. And yeah, that's when he tells him there's no blood on that bull's face, da 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 da. It was totally murder. And Senior Osgood is all like, yo, AG guy, Attorney General guy, this is not just like a easy case, like the kid was killed. And the Attorney General, he's like, I guess, or no, was he Attorney General? No, he wasn't. District Attorney. There you go.
Yeah.
District Attorney. He was just like, okay, let's see what else we can figure out. But before they can even go and see this bull, guess what happens to that bull? The bull's dead. Yep, it gets killed.
Anthrax.
Or dies.
It's found,
yeah.
Well, it has anthrax. And then the thing with that is because it's so, and this is actually the reason we've kind of skipped over a little bit here. Pratt's hands is because the guy who had owned the bull had to sell his bull because he had no money left because all of his cattle had died because of an anthrax outbreak. And so he had no money. He needed to get $45,000, which is just crazy amount, insane amount of money for the bull. And then he mysteriously gets anthrax, and they have to kill the bull immediately. like not kill. No, the bull is dead, but they have to burn the bull immediately to make sure that it doesn't spread. Which Wolf is pretty PO'd about because that means that all the evidence of what had happened is gone now.
Boom. And I mean, clearly, clearly Wolf, like, kind of already has an idea of like what happened here. Like he has some great idea, but he's moving slow. Why is he moving slow? I don't actually know. I think
he's a little behind the 8 ball on this one. I don't know if it's because he's worried about this orchid show. I mean, they play that up as like that's really the big thing that Wolf is considering is this orchid show. So
yeah, well, and I mean, a lot of his thought is there. I think I get it, but it's also like, dude, you just got paid to like figure out this kid's death, so like maybe think about that a little bit. But that's just me. But yeah, he's a little slow on the uptake on all these things. He sends Archie just too late to get the bull, and da 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 da. And that just throws me off a little bit because I've never seen Wolf not on his game. So this was that's why I kind of like this book a little bit. I don't like it that much, but I do like it because it makes him kind of human, right?
Like he can make mistakes. A little behind, just a step behind a little bit here. Now I like that. It's always good to have a villain that is worthy of that, right? So a villain that is stepping up his game and forcing Wolf to really be a little bit behind and trying to catch back up is kind of fun.
And then one scene that I like. This is a scene a little bit before the bull dies, I do believe, where he's just interviewing everyone, and he's just like, dude, tell me how Clyde was going to get this bull out of there, right? And everyone's like, nope, don't know. His Clyde's sister Nancy's like, I have no idea. Clyde's buddy Howard Bronson is like, he didn't tell me anything. And the thing about it is just like they all knew, so like why wouldn't they just tell the truth? I don't get why people don't tell the truth. Like I don't get it. Like just actually tell them the truth, and then it can be solved. Why are you hiding this? Especially his sister. He had to drag everything out of her, and it's just like, do you want your brother's death to be solved or nah? And touching on Howard Bronson, I'm jumping all around, so make sure you pull me back if I go everywhere. We kind of figure out that he's like a no good guy, right? He's a loan shark.
Yeah.
If that's the term I want to use.
He's not a buddy of the guy, Charles, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Clyde.
I'm sorry, Clyde. He's not a buddy of Clyde's. He's actually, Clyde owes him a lot of money because he was a gambler, and he came out there because Clyde said that he could get some cash for him, $10,000, which is why he made that $10,000 bet. And so this other guy is pretty shady.
Exactly. A fun scene is when he's like trying to get in Archie's face, and then Archie punches him in the face.
Yeah.
I giggled. I was like, ha. It's like, why would you do that? But it was good to me. But yeah, so he's like a shady guy. obviously, and Wolf knows that he knows how Clyde was going to get this bull out, and it's just like he holds that cards to his chest, and spoiler alert, he gets killed because
Yes.
you know he's shady and he wants his money. So him knowing how this bull is going to get out, I think he tried his hand a little blackmail, and he gets speared
Yes.
or
Yeah, that was a
pitchfork.
nice moment where
You know,
Archie ends up in this barn tracking down a couple of lovebirds and notices that when this guy comes in to get some hay, that there's a body underneath, and he's the only one to notice. So he subtly tries to cover up the body until he can skedaddle out of there and tell Wolf what's going on.
right? And yet again, like always behind the eight ball here. It's
Yeah.
just like 1 second too late every time.
Well, and I love Archie because this is not the first time that he's like, running away from dead bodies and trying to tell Wolf about it. This is kind of
Right,
his modus operandi, He never wants
right.
to tell the cops that there's a dead body lying around if he can avoid it.
Well, yeah, because the cops will never quite believe him, right? I mean, and especially these cops. These cops were, I just felt like they were not
Yeah, they were a
plotting.
little small town
Yeah,
folk that were not made to come up with handle
yeah,
murders.
exactly. So like they already, I mean, Nero and Archie already kind of had a tick against them because they were from the city. And then there was that one part in the whole book where Archie's in jail. I felt like that was kind of a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a throwaway
Although it
part.
led to some little fun Archieisms, right? He starts trying to get a union of prisoners and listing their demands to send in, just basically needling the sheriff, who already he's on his bad side. So it's just kind of fun to see him just pull those little things out and try and play that way.
Boom. Okay. See, yeah, this book had a lot of that. It kind of showed a lot of like the backside of who Nero and Archie really are, just besides like detectives.
Yeah, I mean, I think it did a really good job of giving a flavor of the characters and giving them a little bit more texture. Seeing Wolf in his orchid, Melu with this orchid thing where he's trying to be the other guy, to see Archie getting to kind of woo his potential love interest in Lily. You just
Hmm.
get to see them pushed out of there, and Wolf behind the eight ball a little bit. I think that it was all ways of pushing them out of what we had previously seen set up, and we're now finally kind of getting things solid. I think the mystery in this case was pretty solid. I enjoyed it. I think they
Hmm.
did a good job of the murders, the progression of upping the stakes. I think was very well done. Where it starts out with um, the first murder in the field, and then the other guy, Clyde. It all kind of progressed in a way that made you feel like you're moving towards the solution rather than just random things happening.
I'll agree with you a lot. I thought that this one was super cohesive, even though it did a couple of things that I just, I'm tired of seeing. I'm
Okay,
tired of
well,
seeing.
let's hear it.
Okay, I'm tired of seeing Wolf out and about. I'm tired of it.
There's
Um,
nothing wrong with that.
yeah, only reason it bothers me is because everything is always talked about how he is homebody. That's all he ever talks about. He never leaves his house on business. And he's leaving his house on business to go do these orchid things. I know orchids aren't business, but it really is. And then he's doing all this stuff. And then I also do not like, once again, that the murderer kills himself. It's just not,
Yeah,
I'm just kind of over it. I'm like, this is like seriously,
all right, so then let's get jump right to the chase here.
yeah.
It's revealed that what's his name again? Help me.
Monty McMillan.
Monty McMillan, who
Mhm.
was basically the rancher that sold the bull, um, was the murderer because Clyde had noticed that the bull that he had sold was actually not the bull that it was supposed to be. The prize winning, super
Yeah.
great bull that he sold had actually died when all of his other cattle died, and he faked this other bull, who
Hmm.
looks a lot like him. He said, "Okay, he's still alive. You can buy him." And
Right.
so, Clyde had noticed that and was going to blackmail um, Monty, and so he says, "No, we're not doing that," and he kills him.
Boom.
And the nice thing the thing I enjoyed at the beginning, if we're going to jump back a little bit,
Uh-huh.
is that Wolf is very complimentary of his method of killing, right? Like he's like, yes, he went and grabbed the shovel, he hit him over the head with the shovel, then he threw him in there and washed the shovel off, and nobody noticed. Nobody would have noticed if it wasn't for Wolf.
Right.
And that was kind of fun. It felt like he was a murderer on solid ground compared to Wolf.
Which I gotta say, this was one of the better. Yeah, this can sound weird. It's one of the better murders because it actually everything that was happening made so much sense.
Yes.
Like this wasn't just like Monty was like, I'm gonna be ruined if it comes out that instead of this being Hickory Caesar's what brother, I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm just ruined as a rancher. Like this is gonna destroy my life. And so I was like, this is a real reason to go around killing people. Like.
Yeah.
Don't kill people, but I'm just saying that's a real reason,
if
right?
you got to, that's a solid reason.
Exactly. And he and the thing about it is he killed all these people just like a rancher would. Like it's not like he, shot them or anything. He was like goring people. Like I see that's yeah, that's one of the things ranchers would do when they kill people. So like, this one all made sense to me. I like this book for that reason. I also disliked it for a lot of the same reasons.
Yeah, well, and they basically go and lay out all their cards. There's this nice moment where Wolf he's done a good job. This murderer, he's destroyed all the evidence that would prove his motive, right? He had the bull killed. It's burned, it's gone, and that's really the only evidence of motive for him. So Wolf does a little sleight of hand thing where he comes up with this fake sketch that he did while he was standing on the rock of the bull, and the specific face of the bull, has a certain look to it, and he proves that it's actually the fake bull, not the real bull that it was supposed to be. But he also drags in Lily to back up that alibi. And so it's all fake, but he kind of leads it to make the murderer realize that there's no way he's going to get away with it. And so that leads the murderer then to go say, okay, well, I just need a minute. He goes down to the car, and you're like, as soon as he leaves, you're like, oh God, he's dead. You wait for it. And I think Archie even says something. I'm waiting for the gunshot. Because this is total Wolf. Wolf loves to let his murderers go kill themselves. He's like, I don't want to have to deal with the trial, I guess, right? He's like, I don't want to have to go on the stand and leave my house. I'd rather they just kill themselves.
Boom. But that's truly how Wolf feels. And that's weird, though, right?
Well,
like, you can't. Yeah, but I'm also like, that does not satisfy the reader. So that's weird that Rick Stout just lets it keep happening.
Well, and I wonder, if you've read more of these than I have, so I don't know if that's continual, something that we need to worry about. Is Wolf, letting all the murderers continually killing themselves? Are we going to see more of that as we go along?
Well, we see a lot of Wolf allowing the hands of fate, as you said before, to just kind of happen. So whether it's like them killing themselves or him giving them that heads up and then they do something stupid to get killed, something like that. Like he does that a lot. It's kind of like one of the. It's a weird trope that we run into, and I don't like it that much.
Okay.
Well, when it's done well, I like it.
Yeah, in this case, it was interesting. It was a little bit of appropriateness. He goes downstairs. He gets the rest of the anthrax and has injected himself with the anthrax, and basically has an hour to live. So he writes out his confession, and then that's it. He's dead.
And and once again, you kill yourself in the weirdest ways. Like, why would you use anthrax? I would rather just, write that bad boy out and take 19 sleeping pills. I don't know. It's just really weird. Very, very weird.
He had a handy, he didn't have a gun lying around. He needed to borrow a shotgun or something, I guess. But yeah, so it was one of those kind of strange moments for sure.
Yeah, but overall, pretty good book, pretty solid book, and I think it's for me the first real Nero and Archie book that I would recommend without any reservations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I definitely would recommend this one as well. I thought this was a solid book. Great characterizations. The banter between Archie and Lily was great. Wolf, doing his thing. You still see him. He's pushed a little bit out of his element. Yeah, it's got that great moment where he's stuck in the field with the bull roaming around. Um, just some really great moments, and I really enjoyed it. The one thing I would say that was odd, and we hadn't really touched on it, there's this one character. She's like a tennis star, or no, a golf star, right?
Ah,
Um,
yeah. Yep.
she's the daughter of Pratt, right?
Was she the
Yes.
daughter of
Or no,
Brett? I
she's
thought
the
that was
cousin.
Helen.
She's his cut. She's the
The
cousin.
cousin. Okay.
She's the cousin, and or niece. She's a niece. Excuse me.
Niece. Yeah.
But she makes a very big impression at the beginning of the book, where she's the one
Yeah.
that actually drives in and rescues Nero from there. And she's the reason that Archie ends up spending time with Lily, because she's worried that um, Lily is going to be
Yeah.
going after her brother. And it was like she made a very big impression at the beginning and then just kind of disappeared. So that was a little odd to me. She didn't make a huge impression after that. So that was just one of those things that was kind of strange for me. But that was really the only negative I would say about the book. Everything else was pretty solid, and I thought I really enjoyed it.
It- yeah, it's funny you bring that up because I completely forgot all about like that plot line of her hiring Archie to kind of like intercede on her behalf. I completely forgot about that.
It was
Very
just an
forget.
awkward way to get him and Lily to encounter each other, and he could have
Yeah.
probably done that framing a little bit differently, and consolidated that character so it was just Lily. I mean, I guess
Exactly.
that would have been, for me, that would have made a little bit more sense.
Yeah, I mean, because he interacts with Lily pretty well when they first go into Pratt's house. Remember, he's sitting next to her. Da 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 da
Yeah,
da. So I mean, I think it could have just been done without Carolyn. I forgot about her
yeah,
completely. But
yeah. She
yeah,
was kind of just a lost character that wasn't really necessary. So
yeah.
I would have cut that and consolidated that up a little bit. But that's really the one negative thing that I came up with the book. I mean, despite the fact of the continual murderer suicides, I still think it was pretty solid, especially when you view it in that kind of vacuum. If you're going to start with one of the Nero Wolf books, I'd say this is a really good one to start with.
I would agree. I would
Oh,
agree. Oh,
and the one thing we didn't touch on, that
oh,
was the joke. Do you remember that?
the joke? I
Okay.
don't.
So Archie and Lily are having some great banter, and Archie starts telling this joke. He says, "What's the difference between a Catholic and a river that runs uphill?" And then he says, "And then I told her the punchline," and just moves on, but he never reveals what the punchline is. And it's been a bit of a mystery over the years. Like, nobody's like, "What was it?" Because it's not like a joke that is out there. It
Right.
was just something he made up, and somebody eventually asks him, Rex Stout, like, what's the punchline for this joke? And he says, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't have to come up with a punchline. I just wrote the start of it." So I kind of
What?
I loved that part, and especially given, I for me, I came up with the punchline, and it's kind of dirty, but so I don't know.
Now I'm gonna
Use
think
your
about it.
imagination on that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
you think about it, Rena, and you tell me when you come up with an answer.
I'll tweet you.
All right. Um, no, but I again, so thumbs up, thumbs down, yay, nay, satisfactory or non-satisfactory. That's the what we need to be saying from here on out.
Yeah, that
Satisfactory
is
or not satisfactory.
um satisfactory with
Because you
reservations.
really didn't like this one, huh?
I don't like it. I mean, okay, here's the thing. It's just like maybe if I read it out of sequence, I would like it
Hmm.
a lot. But I think since we're reading them in sequence, I'm kind of like, oh, again. You see what I'm saying?
I
Um,
gotcha.
and so I think that that's my one problem. But I think when I remember reading it before, I also didn't like that he killed the bull. So kind of have
Okay.
to think about that. But yes, no, satisfactory. Definitely would say that this would be one that I would recommend to newbies to
Okay.
read. Yeah.
Cool. I definitely say satisfactory, more than satisfactory. I really enjoyed this one. Um, it was just really solid. The Lily stuff was great. I think it was very much worth reading. So check it out.
Cool. Good call. Good call. All right. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Did you come up with a villain? Once again, I'm gonna say Monty McMillan's the only villain in this one, really.
Yeah, I
Did you
agree.
come up?
Although there is that sleazy guy.
I mean, yeah, Howard's definitely a villain, but not like the main villain.
All
Yeah, he's
right.
just
So then
sleazy
what?
more so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you got?
Well, I would pick Jeff Bridges. I'm low key obsessed with Jeff Bridges. Also, um, he could play such a like sweet villain, right?
Yeah.
Like
No,
I just see it.
that's a good one, especially for a cattle rancher kind of guy. I
Hmm.
really can see that. That's really solid.
Yeah,
For me,
good
I could
call.
see maybe like a Liam Neeson type.
I don't know if he can do an American accent well enough, man.
Well,
But
maybe.
actually, they always do Southern accents usually. So yeah, maybe I could see it.
He could say, he's like he was a rancher in
South
England and he
America.
moved there, yeah, wherever. But I could
Mm,
see that kind of type of a guy doing this. So that
I
role.
could see it.
But I
I could,
think you're on the right level there. Like the Jeff Bridges, Liam Neeson kind of style of actor. That kind of
exactly.
person would be a perfect fit for that kind of role.
I agree. Good call.
Nice.
Yeah. Now I want to
Okay.
see Jeff Bridges. But anyway.
Now here's a tougher call. Who would you pick as Lily if we're casting that?
Ah, well, you know, it's tough. It's really tough because Lily, they don't describe her in a way that make you want to pick a person, but mm, oh God, I don't even. Okay, I don't like this person, but I think she might be a good Lily. Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Hmm.
like her as an actress, though. Actually, I really don't like her as an actress. I would want like Charlize Theron, but I think that she's too classy for that role.
Oh, now see, I could see that maybe. I could see that.
Yeah, I like her, but I just feel like she's like two steps above that. Because especially since Lily doesn't get as much time as she should, you know.
Hmm. Okay.
So that's why I would give it to Jennifer Lawrence. But ugh.
I could see who was the one that was in um that Tom Cruise movie where he keeps coming back and back. Is it Emily Blunt?
Oh yeah, Emily Blunt.
I
Yeah.
could see her in that role. I could see her playing off somebody, the right kind of Archie. That would be
Huh.
my pick.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that.
All right.
Yeah. I want.
Well,
Yeah.
and we'll see as that kind of continues on whether we got a um reassess that as our character changes. But that's my pick.
Good call. I'll take that.
All right, cool. Well, then let's move on to our recommendations. What do you got for us this week, Rena?
Well, this week, since I'm on the Jeff Bridges train, I would say check out Tron Legacy. Big fan of that movie. I just rewatched it again.
Okay.
And yeah, that's
Big
so
shift from Nero Wolf, but Tron. Okay.
it is a huge shift. It is a huge shift. But only reason I picked it is because when I was watching it and I was looking at Jeff Bridges playing himself as Clue, but like back in the day, he was like kind of like the mean, creepy guy who was like the villain. And it just made so much sense. It made so much sense to me because he was such a good guy. And then he got corrupted, just like Monty. Monty's a good guy, but then he was corrupted because then he really wanted that money. Boom, he goes around killing people.
All
Same thing
right.
happens with Clue.
Okay. Well, I'll take that one. I'm going to
Yeah.
move on to my recommendation. I'm going to recommend the Parker series by Richard Stark.
Hmm.
Definitely a shift in tone from the Nero Wolf stories, a little grittier, a little darker, but they're really great stuff. I mean, it's the writing is really high quality stuff. So I know you've read those as well, right, Rena?
Oh yeah, big fan of those books. Really, the movies don't do it justice, so don't do the movies. Definitely read the books.
Yes. No, for sure the books are great. So pick those up.
Mhm.
They're very, very good.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you
Okay.
wanted to hit on before we wrap things up, Rena?
Oh no, I think we may be pretty good there.
All right, great. Well, then thanks for joining us and tune in next time. We're going to be talking about the next book in the series. Which one's that, Rena? Set us up.
It's going to be Over My Dead Body, a very very good Nero Wolf book that gives you even more backstory on them, on
Okay.
Nero and Archie. So
Ooh, teasing us. All right. Well,
yeah,
we'll be back next time to talk through that one. In the meantime, check out the show notes for more details. Thanks for coming and listening in, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.